Guys, welcome back to my channel. I was going to say weekly reads, but this is not weekly reads, and this is book minimalism part 2. So, ever since I've posted my previous video, please watch the video for context, because otherwise this video is just going to be like bouncing off your head. So please don't do that. Go watch the first one and then we'll wait for you, and then you can come back and watch the second one. So that's that. If you're still here, let's continue. Now, a few weeks back, as you know, I had done the book minimalism video, and assuming that you're watching this after watching that particular video, I kind of learned a lot of things. Now, honestly, when I put that book minimalism video up on YouTube, I felt very smug. I felt I was doing something avant-garde or something. Like, it just felt something which I felt proud about on some level, and I don't know, it just felt like I was opening doors for people to do this again. And honestly, ever since I've put that video up on YouTube, the comment section just blew up, and I really love that comment section. Go check it out. And the reason why this video is being made is because of the comment section. If you guys would not have commented on the video, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys about what I finally feel about book minimalism. So this is an important video. Please keep watching. Okay. So now let me start with the points that I had made in that video. So the first point that I had made in the video is that when I was in school and I was in college, I did not have money to buy books. Books were a form of luxury for me, and just extra information throughout school, college. I used to own less than 10 books. I think like 10 books was the maximum I might have owned at one time, and this even includes my mom's books, because even she's a reader, and even she tends to read a lot. The point is very simple, that having had a deficit of books to going to a place where I can buy a lot of books was a huge deal for me, and that's why I started buying more books. So that was like the whole idea in retrospect, that kind of disconnect with not buying books and then being able to buy books just made me splurge my money on books. So that's the first point. The second point being this, that of course, assuming that you've seen the video, I talk about how I kept buying books for cheap. Like, I used to try to invest less money and get more books out of it, like more physical books out of it, and ultimately I used to just stack all of those books on a glass table. And that made sense as well, because for me, I found happiness in buying those books, and I was happy with that. But in retrospect, I realized this fact, that what led to my anxiety, what led to my whole anxious phase, was because of the fact that I was just saving books and I was not reading them. I was just saving books. I was telling myself that there would be a better time to read these books, so you can just like hold on. And I think that's where the whole detrimental cycle actually started, because I was going downhill with the whole situation. It was just not a healthy mental space for me, because on the first hand, I was stopping myself from reading books, and the second thing being, I was just accumulating books. So in effect, that whole thing was triggered because of a bad mental space and a bad thing that I was telling myself, in short. And in all honesty, we wouldn't be having this conversation if my country had a good library system, and we would be able to we had public libraries that were well stocked with the latest books. Unfortunately, in India, the library culture is not very wide or well known, even in cities as well. So, the book buying culture is of course the mainstream way to go when it comes to books than actually getting books from library. So just want to put it out there before you ask me, why don't you go for a library and stuff like that. So now that being said, now that it's been settled that the most detrimental cycle, all of this stuff is coming up after I thought for 2 weeks, sitting down, thinking about things continuously at the back of my head about how do I want to deal with this, and finally noticed one very big pattern, right? Now this is a myth. This is a total myth. I don't know if this is true, but then this is something that I've heard. Generally rabbits like Bugs Bunny. Basically what they do is, if they want to hide uh, from something, or if they want to hide in a wide open space, they normally just use their Bugs Bunny ears and cover their eyes with it. And that's what exactly I was doing. Imagine myself amidst a lot of books, and I am just like closing my eyes and I don't want to look at books at all. And that's exactly what I was doing, right? Because I had the books, I was saving them, and I was not even like looking at the books. I was just like, oh, you know what, let's just save it. There are no books, or let's just save this for later and stuff like that. And that's the exact analogy of what went through my head at that point of time. So, in effect, this is not only like a subject or a context for minimalism, but also for a debate with respect to how you can trigger negative emotions within yourselves, how you can trigger those kind of anxious feelings within yourselves because of some small thing that you actually think. And the reason I'm trying to explain all of this is because I kind of realized it. Ignore that. I think there are some police vans or some fire engine vans. Sorry, fire engine trucks, maybe. I don't know. Some VIPs going on. So, like, some VIPs passing through the road. What am I saying? What do you mean VIPs going on? What the. Anyway, so okay. So that's that. Yeah, so getting back to the topic, the point is, the whole thing was thought in retrospect post my post me reading the comments on the earlier video, and I realized what was I doing. Another side of the story is, it's not like I've stopped buying books, right? Because I didn't say I have stopped buying books. I said that I am not going to buy physical books anymore, and I have not bought a single physical book in 2020. That has changed, by the way. I've bought a few books which I want to show you in my next video. But getting back to the topic at hand, it just felt like I was trying to restrict myself from doing a certain thing because I had dealt with it in a certain way in the past, and that's why I was not buying physical books anymore. But I was still buying books on the Kindle, and it was just that I was not like exactly being a book minimalist, but I was being a minimalist in the form of physical clutter and not in the form of like books or anything like that. My main aim was getting physical clutter out of my life, which I have done, by the way, for the other aspects of my life, be it clothes, makeup, things like that. But with respect to books, this is how I approach that particular situation. Excuse me. So, the other note that I had mentioned on that particular video was how I had basically stopped buying books because of a logistical issue, and that is my shelf. Because of the bent planks on my shelf, as you can see, I stopped buying books because of that. And I think that was like one of the major points, right, to counter, because the first point was easy to counter. Like I could have like counter arguments for it, and I could say this, that okay, you know what, maybe this is why you're approaching the thing in a wrong way. But when you talk about physical space, like when you buy books, it still holds true, right? When you buy physical books, you have to have place to keep them, and if you do not have place to keep them, where will you keep them? I mean, in Hindi I would have said you don't keep it on people's heads, right? You have to like have a storage system for that. And then I realized that the main obstacle here is logistical, and it is not something that I should maybe worry about much, because when anything is logistical and if you have the resources to replace it, then you will of course have the resources to replace it. And that being said, I think I just have like mixed feelings right now about this whole situation. But on the whole, this whole resolution was taken with respect to me not buying physical books anymore, and about my turbulent relationship with physical books. So this is something that I have like come to. This is like the conclusion of this whole video that you've been watching till now, that I would still be following book minimalism, but I would be doing it in a bit of a different manner. Freddie from A Sluggish Reader had commented on it, stating that looking at his own TBR, he calls them opportunities, and opportunities, and he gives them positive words in order to ensure that they are like they have a good space in his life. And I totally agree with it. You can check the comment, of course, on the previous video, and that kind of changed my mind. I was like, yes, I mean, I should not get scared of physical books. I have to like repair my relationship with physical books. And more importantly, the idea is to maintain a balance, like not to overdo it or not to even underdo it. Like when you're underdoing it, you're becoming that rabbit or like that Bugs Bunny who covers your eyes with those huge long ass ears. And when you overdo it, you are just overdoing it, which is not good. And then you will lose control. So yeah, I mean, the plan is simple, that it's not that I will not buy physical books anymore. It's just that whenever I buy a physical book or whenever I buy a bunch of physical books, I'll try to like make space in my shelf and remove certain books from my shelf that I can unhaul and give it, so that a balance is maintained. The thing is, I cannot run away from books, right? Because I want to read books, I want to be there for books as well. And in all honesty, like if I say I'm going to be reading on a Kindle all the time, I mean, I'm okay with it. But then there are times when I want to even hold a physical book in my hand. Until now in 2020, I did have a lot of physical books. I still do have a lot of physical books, which I do hold in my hand, right? Like from 300, I think I went to 92 or something, 90, that's like the figure. But the point is simple, that you should maintain a balance, and more importantly, you should not like be addicted to it, or you should not even feel like you're holding yourself back. You should do things that make you happy and not feel anxious about doing it or not feel guilty about doing it. Now, honestly, I have had all of this kind of thought process going in my head since a very long time now, and I wanted to shoot this video since a very long time. And while I was shooting it, I did order many books from independent booksellers, and I think it was like a relief, because I finally realized that I have to work towards this whole thing that I have within me and this anxiety that I have within me, and I have to like deal with it in the appropriate way, in the appropriate situation. The reason I'm making this video is very, very basic, and it's very, very simple, that I wanted to let you guys know first thing, that thank you so much for commenting on the video, because honestly, when I posted that video, I felt very smug. I felt like I was doing a very good thing for myself, but then your comments made me realize that I'm not doing a good thing for myself, and I should stop and I should rethink, take a step back, stuff like that. And I've done that. But again, I felt like this is like more like an ongoing process for me. I have to still repair my relationship with physical books. I have to still let myself be convinced that physical books are good and they should not give you anxiety of any form. So yeah, thank you so much for your lovely comments on the previous video. And yes, I am trying to build my relationship with physical books, and thank you for everyone who commented there. And I think like this particular video and this particular situation has changed my reading life forever. I don't know forever, but it made me open my eyes. So I just want to thank everybody, and this is it. This is book minimalism part 2. I do have certain books that I have already bought. Some of them are being shipped, some of them are already here. So I think I'll be doing like a book haul in 2 parts. Of course, all of these are from independent booksellers, and mainly it was done in order to support people who were not able to sell as much books because of the COVID-19 pandemic and because of the lockdown. And I'm thankful to like certain bookstores / certain book club, which I'll discuss of course in my next video. All of these sellers and bookstores and are based in India anyway. So yeah, stay tuned and thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.